Hey guys, give everybody a second to get on the line here with us. While we're waiting, if you guys can hear me okay, can you raise your hands for me in the chat box? Yay. Oh no, I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me okay, Kristen?
Yeah, I can. Somebody raised their hand.
Oh, okay, yay. Okay,
I
good.
can hear you.
Yes. Okay, we'll give everybody a couple more seconds here. Go ahead and get started in a second. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and we will go for it. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. It's awesome for you to come and spend some time with us. It means a lot to me. Tonight we're going to talk about 4 habits of successful equestrians. And we're going to give you a 50-minute breakthrough to life without limits and to make 2017 your best year. So if you're new here and you haven't been with us before, I'm Jen Roland Barker. I'm this girl over here. And this is my awesome partner, Kristen DeLibro. Hey, Kristen.
Hey, everybody.
We are the co-creators of HorsesU.com, amongst other things. We've been coaches and trainers for a lot of years, and we've worked hard to put this program together for you guys. So tonight our masterclass is sponsored by our brand new 10X Equestrian Growth Program that we're so excited about. So I just want to remind you that this time is for you and ask you to please just shut down anything in the background that might disturb you. Don't be trying to multitask, turn your phone off. Let's just take a little bit of time because there's a lesson involved in our program tonight. So I want you to pay attention. We've all come from a lot of places in our own lives to get here right now where we are. You're in the right place tonight if you're looking for inspiration, if you're ready to give more inspiration, if you need more hours in your day, if you need help staying on track to reach your goals, if you believe horse lessons are life lessons, and if you're ready for a change. In the next 50 minutes, you will discover the 4 habits that will help you excel not only in your horsemanship, but in all areas of life. We're going to give you 6 specific strategies that will help you rock your productivity and get more done in a week than you usually do in a month. And it's a big promise, but I believe you can do it. We're going to give you the secret of elite competitors that use this key little thing that you don't really think about it, but they use it to rise above the crowd and how you can use it for success, whether you compete or not. We're going to uncover how what you believe and your confidence is affecting your life, not only with your horse, but in every area. So in our program, we use horse goals and life goals together because we feel for us equestrian girls, they go so hand in hand. About a year ago, we were working on this program and we had a coach advise us, that we really needed to separate things out more. And we've tried, but it's hard because horse goals and life goals for people, for women like us, and you are this way too, or you wouldn't be here. For whatever reason God designed us this way, it goes hand in hand for us. Because how you feel inside affects your ability to be successful with your horse. Horses are so much a part of us that they put the extra in ordinary to make our lives extraordinary. So becoming a truly successful equestrian, both inside and out, it's not just about the ribbons. It affects our success in our lives, and living a truly successful life, inside and out, affects our success with our horses. We've seen over and over again, it's not about your bank account. in being successful with your horse. So sometimes things that people think is, quote unquote, successful in life means nothing in being successful with your horse. So I'm going to tell you, congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back, because it's a special person that will deliberately set aside time to attend a class about habits, because just talking about that is not very exciting. It will be exciting in the long run, but just hearing the word is not too exciting. But we have so much to juggle as equestrian women. Our lives, and not to mention our goals, are complex. They're mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, and plus you've got to be a master at time management to get everything done. Because life progress is hard to measure, we have to record where we're starting. So think about if you're trying to measure your confidence. You may think that you're just the same if you didn't measure, where you started. So let's start out, and we're going to do a little exercise here. And you're going to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on how you feel in each of the following areas. So I'll give you a second to grab a pencil and pen and really do this, because it has meaning. Gretchen Rubin tells us if we want something to count in our lives, we should figure out a way to count it. So as we talked about, these are the different areas that we'll go through. And Kristen, can you go through and read this for us?
Of course. So as we're talking about these different aspects that were in our life that we're going to rate, as you hear the questions or statements that go with each one, just think about how it feels. And, like, yes, that's me to a T, or nope, that's nowhere close. So think about that as kind of your gauge, and use that as you rate yourself. So we're going to start with the mental to start with. Mentally, where are you? And, mental is really the mental agility or a mental process. And so it's the ability to look at situations and ways to change your thinking and process differently and to change the outcome. It's the agility to look at things openly and work through the situations. And it can be mental stamina and strength to mentally stay focused and on task, and to mentally push through if things get tough or hard. And then we're going to move on to the next aspect. Once you've rated yourself on where you kind of feel like you're starting right now mentally, then we're going to go into physical. So
10 is the best, right? So 10 would be if it was the best you could be.
yes, and 1 would be you're not really doing it yet, or you really have a lot of things you want to work on in that area.
Okay, just double checking.
So for your physical, so are you doing things to stay healthy and physically fit? Do you eat well, drink water, exercise, or just stay active? Are you honoring and nourishing your physical body? So you might feel that you are strong and can physically push through when things demand a more physical output, or you need to physically be able to step to the next level when you're tired. And then now we're going to move on to emotional. So are you treating yourself kind? Are you emotionally fuel yourself with positive self-talk and encouragement? And do surround yourself with positive people who are happy and fun to be around. And then for the spiritual, are you feeding your soul? Do you hear your real you at your spiritual level? And do you read, listen, take time to connect to your spiritual aspect of yourself? So this could be church, it could be meditating, whatever it is that works for you. And are you expanding your connection to God or whatever it is that you believe? And maybe you know that you're connected to something bigger. And then our favorite one, our financial. So do you feel comfortable, confident, and secure? You're happy with where you're at? Do you want more financial flow? And do you manage your money well, or is there stress when the bills are due? And then our next one, time management. This is something that, especially us horse women, really understand how important time management can be and how difficult it can be to really kind of stick to our schedule. So when we talk about time management, you get everything done in the day that you want to. You schedule and stick to that time schedule really well. Do you stress that there's never enough time to do it all? You have a great process in place that's working well for you? Or it is hard to know what to do when? So those are kind of the major aspects when we're looking at our rating ourselves. And I'll turn it back over to you, Jen.
Trent Shelton, and he's kind of a new guy on the motivational speaker scene, but Kristen and I love him. But a quote that we heard him say recently was, when you're serious about change, you don't need a new year, you need a new moment. So it's awesome we're coming into a new year right now, but you can start change in your life at any time. And a quote from me, if you can get just 0.5% better every day, in a year, you'll do a 180 and you'll turn around. So to begin with, as we head into this, I need to say, like Paul in the Bible says, not that I have attained or am already perfected, but I press on. So, and going through all of this, I'm not saying that I'm perfect at all of this or that Kristen's are perfect at all this. The ideas and things that we've learned came from our own search and struggles to find meaning, purpose, and order in our lives. And we're always finding and searching for new ways how to improve. I've read before that we write about what we struggle with. So I've struggled with confidence, belief in myself, overcoming poor decisions, and depression, time management. I've struggled with staying organized. I've wanted in the past so much to change my life, but didn't know how. And I had to find ways to make my life work. I'm just being transparent and honest here. And all the searching and all the money I've spent and time I've spent, the answer has come down from a quote from Glenda the Good Witch, of all places, right? And she said, "You've always had the power, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself." The thing is with that quote is that you have to know how to find it. You have to know where to reach in and find that power within yourself and discover it. So let's talk about what is a habit anyway. A habit is a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. So a habit can be both good and bad. Writer James Clear tells us, your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. How in shape or out of shape are you? A result of your habits. Ouch. How happy or unhappy are you? A result of your habits. How successful or unsuccessful are you? a result of your habits. What you repeatedly do, for example, what you spend time thinking about and doing each day, ultimately forms the person you are, the things you believe, and the personality you portray. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. The best kind of happiness is a habit you're passionate about. Our habits form and shape us one action at a time. And becoming aware of your habits can change your life in all areas. So this is really important. As we go through these 4 habits, I want you to see yourself as that person that we're describing. Pretend, insert your name in there. And I want you to think about, how does this make you feel? And this will make more sense later on. Will Smith tells us, you don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. And you do that every single day. And soon you have the greatest wall that's ever been built. So our habits build one on another. The first habit of successful equestrians is they have clarity. They have a clear vision of what they want and why. And see yourself here. Without clarity, when things get tough, you forget why you started out in the first place. Clarity allows you to go through your days moving forward with purpose. You don't mind the structure so much of maybe a tight schedule because you know where you're going. It's like the day before leaving for a vacation or a show. You can accomplish so much on those days, right? I would think, for me, I accomplish maybe 5 times more on than a regular day, because you know where you're going and you know why. There's a clear reward at the end. One of my favorite authors is Brian Johnson from Philosopher's Notes, and he tells us the word motivus comes from the word motivation, which comes from the word motive, which means a reason for action. The word motive comes from the Latin word motivus, which means to move. So basically, motivation is why we move. Vision is knowing who you are, where you're going, and what will guide you on your journey. Clear vision makes the rest of your decisions easy. It just weeds things out. Andy Stanley, the author of the book Visioneering, I love this quote from him. Vision will prioritize your values. A clear vision has the power to bring what's most important to the surface of your schedule and lifestyle. A clear vision makes it easy to weed out of your life those things that stand in the way of achieving what matters most. Vision empowers you to move purposefully in a predetermined direction. Once you have clarified your vision or visions, many decisions are already made. Without vision, good things will hinder you from achieving the best things. Clarity for the successful equestrian includes more than what you want to do and the why for doing it. It also includes how they see themselves. You can never falter from the truth of who you are, who you really are at the core of your being, and who you were made to be. Ralph Waldo Emerson tells us, to be yourself in a world that's constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Remembering who you are gives you that safety net to catch you when things get tough, because you don't question yourself so much. So Kristen, can you share with us about visualizing backwards? This is our success strategy number 1 of the 6 strategies we're going to give you.
Yeah, so this visualizing backwards exercise actually came from Dean Graciosi, and he is an amazing growth coach and speaker, and he also has a best-selling book, 10 Habits or 10 Millionaire Success Habits. which is an amazing book. But so um, this is kind of adapted from some of his work. Um, like Jen spoke about a little bit, we have spent, gosh, a long time trying to study from the best people um, that are available in the personal growth and kind of self growth industry to bring all that forward and put that together with the horse side as well to really come up with this equestrian growth. So you're getting, I think, insights and exercises from some of the best people in the world that we're bringing forward to you. And this is a great exercise for really gaining clarity on where you're going. And sometimes in gaining clarity and knowing where you're going, it also helps you to know what to say no to and what to say yes to. Because we always want everything to be moving forward into what our vision is. So I want you to pretend that it's a year from today. So you're sitting right where you are right now, and a full year has gone by. So instead of looking forward, we're actually going to be looking backwards. So we're going to pretend that now you're looking back, and it's been a year, and it was the best year ever. So as you look back, what does it feel like? And how does it feel to you? What is your courage, your confidence? What does that look like? And as you're looking back on this best year ever, what do your relationships look like? What has changed or developed? How much money did you bring in for this past year? What were some of those great moments and accomplishments, and how did that feel? So just take a moment and stay in that place and think about, like you're telling us, what happened for you last year and that best year ever. So just remember, as you're thinking about this, every successful person knows where they're going. So think of this as, by visualizing backwards, you know where it is you want to get to and what things you want to be doing and experiencing and how you want this upcoming year to go for you. And I'll turn it back to you, Jen.
Okay, so we'll jump into our next habit. I was just thinking I probably better get talking faster so I can stay in our 50-minute breakthrough. So the next habit is a successful equestrian knows how to chip away at tasks, meaning break things down to make it into a clear path. So they break down the clear vision of what they want and who they want to be, and they make it actionable. And that is how they spend their days. So it's time to get your vision out of your head and into your schedule. The great artist Michelangelo said, "In every block of marble I see a statue as plain as though it stood before me, shaped and perfect in attitude and action. I only have to hew away the rough walls that imprison the lovely apparition, to reveal it to the other eyes as mine see it." He said, "I saw the angel in the marble and I carved until I set him free." Every block of stone has a statue inside of it, and it's the task of the sculptor to discover it. So when everyone was looking at this big giant chunk of raw marble with its flaws and all, everybody else saw this. But Michelangelo saw this. Michelangelo chipped away at what did not belong in his vision to reveal what he saw in his mind. But first we got to think about this. First he had the vision, then he took his action. And we can use the same principle with our lives and our horses. So if you think about our horse like he's Michelangelo's David, like a chunk of raw material with all the beauty but the flaws and all. We just need to chip away at what doesn't belong there. But because horses in life are a little, or should we say a lot more complex than a chunk of marble, we don't only get to chip away, we get to add to it. So when I first came across this concept, I thought, oh my gosh, this is so awesome for training horses too, because all this goodness is in there all along. We just have to chip away at the parts that don't look at that, don't look like the beautiful picture in the end to make it come to life. So the successful equestrian looks past what things look like today to chip away at what can be. They chip away at change and problems, whether with horses, kids, finances, life, anything, consistently and patiently with kindness mixed with firmness, a little bit at a time. So the success strategy number 2 that we want to give you is to make a mind map to chip away at your clear vision. So a mind map is a diagram that is used to visually organize information. It shows relationships between the whole. So here's an example of one. I need to get a good one that's related to horses, don't I? But just in a hurry, I grabbed this from Wikipedia. So it will have your main concept in the end. So let's say if you were, well, I'll use like myself. So if I was getting my horse ready for ranch riding, so I would have to have, within it, in each section of, either maneuvers, and then break it all down. Like one section might be maneuvers, and then as you start to do it, you'll find that your ideas just flow one off the other. And then you can use this to chunk it down and make a to-do list. So if we use this horse as an example, so when he came in, he was very skinny, he was very sunburned, and he was scared to death of everything. So, so in my mind, though, I could see this horse, which is the same guy. I could see him being this. So I had to, first of all, think, what feed is he going to get? How often am I going to work with him? How am I going to desensitize him? How am I going to make myself stronger in order to ride him? And this is not me. This is our dear friend Lil Isabel on him. But we had to think of how to work with him and chunk it all down. So this could be any project that you're working on. I use this all the time in our projects for Horses U and designing our courses and how to get our ads ready and how to do our webinars, how to get like this class ready for everyone tonight. So it's an excellent exercise, and you can learn more about mind mapping by Googling mind mapping, and we'll have a lot more of this in the members area in our new course too. But when you have habit number 1 of clarity and habit number 2 of the ability to chip away at your goals and dreams to give you a clear path to get to where you want to be, then habit number 3 and 4 becomes much easier. So habit number 3 is successful equestrians are 100% committed. And defining a definition of committed is feeling dedication and loyalty to a cause, activity, or job, wholeheartedly dedicated. So you're not on the fence, you're not like a ship bouncing to and fro on the water. You have made a decision of what you're doing. And it's much easier to stay the course because you clearly know what you're working towards and how to get there. There's meaning in the mundane. There's meaning in the daily grind. When you have clarity and a plan for where you're going, there's meaning in scooping poo. There's meaning in filling up the water buckets because you have an end goal. There's meaning in sweeping the floors in the house. There's meaning in scrubbing the toilets. You're making a nice home for your family. There's meaning in life when you have clarity. And the number 4 successful habit is that successful equestrians are consistent day in and day out. And this is what I feel is the secret of elite performers. They found ways to persevere day in and day out. Years ago, mostly back in the 90s, not to date myself too much, but I did a lot of work with some very successful trainers, and I would produce training programs for them. And what I found is there are a lot of people that have amazing talent, but if they don't find this way to do it day in, day out, every day out there going through it, they won't be there successful for the long haul. Mike Tyson tells us, and I guess you should know, that everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So we've got to have a plan to stay motivated and to spur on. Zig Ziglar says, people often say motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Henry David Thoreau says, all endeavor calls for the ability to tramp the last mile, shape the last plan, endure the last hour's toil. The fight to the finish spirit is the one characteristic we must possess if we're to face the future as finishers. There are so many things in life that try to throw us off. So many things. We don't have to go through all of them, but we set goals that don't inspire us. We fear failure. We fear success. We hang out with the wrong people. We don't have the right education or enough education. We don't take risks. We take too many risks. We give up. We fear change. We have bad habits. We have low expectations. We have too high of expectations. We make bad choices. We have inaction. We fear things. We have stinking thinking. We give up too soon. We have no priorities, no plans, no rewards, no deadlines. We self-sabotage ourselves. We do things for the wrong reason. We're out of balance. We lack flexibility. We don't have deadlines. We don't take care of our relationships. There are so many things that can go wrong. So that's why I feel that this has been, I implemented and started doing this, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago. And it made a huge difference for me because I didn't have in my plan of what to do when things go wrong. And they say this is, now that we've learned more, that this is a important quality of being a high achiever and achieving your goals is anticipating that things are going to be wrong. So it's not so shocking, or go wrong. So it's not so shocking when it happens. So blissfuls or disciplines, whichever is more fun to call it, are the daily habits that you're going to do every day to make sure that you feel great and inspired. And doing these every day is going to give you the strength to follow through on your dreams. So some examples of daily blissfuls would be a daily motivational plan. So every day, so example might be you every day are going to review your goals and just take a glance at your vision board. You're going to take care, what are you going to do to take care of yourself every day? You're going to drink water, get rest, scrub a bad day off and wash it down the drain in the shower. You're going to eat healthy, you're going to sleep good, take vitamins, exercise, stretch nightly. And I just read this the other day, and I hope I say this right because I didn't write it down. But if you will get plenty of sleep and stay hydrated, just the very basics there. I don't know what period of time they did, but those people lost weight without doing anything else. Just taking care of the fundamentals of taking care of ourselves. Like we would not let say you had $1 million racehorse. I know you guys have all heard that before. We wouldn't let them eat the stuff we eat. We wouldn't let it sit around and, get chunky monkey. He'd be out there doing his workouts. And we would take the very best of it, care of it. And our bodies are the same way. So examples of weekly blissfuls would be reviewing your goal progress, making a plan to pick up supplies for the barn 1 day a week, or planning your menus for the whole week ahead of time, just grocery shopping 1 day a week, consolidating your errands all into one run. An example of monthly blissfuls would be a review of your goal progress, planning for the month ahead. Just checking in on those little things that we talked about earlier, the assessment. How are you feeling? Are you one point above where you were last month in your confidence? Just charting where you are. So the success strategy number 3 is to write out your blissfuls and do them daily and track them in your planner. And success strategy number 4 is using the Seinfeld strategy to strengthen your commitment and consistency. And what that is there was a young comedian that ran into Jerry Seinfeld, and I guess was able to ask him, how can I become a better comic? So this is the quote of what he said. He said, what the advice that Jerry gave him was, he said, the way to be a better comic was to create better jokes, and the way to create better jokes was to write every day. He told me to get a big wall calendar that has a whole year on one page and hang it on a prominent wall. The next step was to get a big red marker. He said, for each day that I do my task of writing, I get to put a big red X over that day. After a few days, you'll have a chain. Just keep at it, and the chain will grow longer every day. You'll like seeing that chain, especially when you get a few weeks under your belt. Your only job is to not break the chain. And this is crazy, but this strategy really, really works, because it becomes a little bit of a competition in your mind, and it's an awesome way to make new habits. So I've been trying this with writing, and I've been doing Weight Watchers, and the funny thing is if we break the chain, it's like it's hard to start back up again. So it's really an awesome way to make new habits and to keep going. And then the success strategy number 5 is the day before show day strategy. Schedule this and implement it one day a week. So you're going to plan at least one day a week with such a clear why for what you're doing that you achieve the same accelerated results as the day before vacation or your big show. You're going to have a very clear why, and you're going to give yourself a clear reward. I do not recommend trying to do this every day, because you will burn yourself out, because I have tried this. So I can say it doesn't work out too good, because you get really tired and it's too much. So you got to have it like, I'm going to clean the whole house, and then, the next day I'm going to read a book or take a hot bath or go get your nails done or go to lunch with a friend, just whatever that makes you happy. Go on a trail ride with your horse. So after you get these 4 habits down, you're going to start to find yourself having unstoppable courage. You're going to have unbreakable confidence. And you're going to find that you become more and more capable, because as you're consistent, so we can say the same thing about the Seinfeld strategy about writing. How do you become a better writer? You ride every day. Or maybe we can't ride every single day, but you can learn more about your horse every day. You can stretch every day. You can be doing something that makes you more capable with your horse. So remember at the beginning of the class when I asked you to see yourself as a successful equestrian, that I was describing you. So could you relate to the descriptions, or did it bring up any weird feelings for you? Did you feel like, oh, that's not me, that can never be me, or I'm aspiring, I'm working towards that? What did it make you feel? What did you believe? So in Horses U, we talk a lot about this word, believe. We talk a lot about confidence, about trust in yourself. We talk a lot about trust. Today we want to challenge you to look deeper into what you believe and why it affects not only our horsemanship, but everything we do. The definition of believe is to have confidence or faith in the truth of what you believe. It can help you or it can hold you back. So just for now, let's try to leave why you believe what you believe and not try to figure it out right now. That's for later, but let's look at how our negative beliefs, both conscious and unconscious, affect our success. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe says, as soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. That's pretty powerful. The way to develop self-confidence is to do the thing you fear and get a record of successful experiences behind you. Vincent van Gogh says, if you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. Trust yourself. Create the kind of self that you will be happy to live with all of your life. Make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny inner sparks of possibility into flames of achievement. You can have anything you want if you're willing to give up the belief that you can't have it. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, don't sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. This is really, really true. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal, and nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. We've seen over and over again in our work and in learning of how our horses reflect us. There's an old English proverb that says, show me your horse and I will tell you who you are. I didn't really understand what that meant for the longest time, but I do now. What you believe affects your actions. It affects what you see. It affects how you hear what others are saying, how you process information, your expectations of a successful outcome. It affects the effort you put into something. Because why would you try hard if you believe that you're just going to fail? It affects how you carry yourself, how you walk, how you talk, the words that you use. If you or your horse have been through trauma, you sometimes change and believe something different than you did before you experienced that kind of mental or physical pain. And it becomes harder and harder to trust, believe, and to have confidence. So what do you believe? What is your story, and how can you rewrite it? So the success strategy number 6 is to rewrite that story and to think about, now you can go back and think about what happened to make you believe what you believe, and how can you change that. We sent out an email today that I'm not sure if you guys received or saw or not, but it's a story of my horse Charlie and Kristen's little girl. So we all have different stories of all different areas in our lives, right? So my story about Charlie was he always had been, I love him, I still love him dearly, but and I still have him, I'll always have him, but I had seen him really act up, and I've realized back, and you can, I won't bore you with the whole story again, but I had different beliefs about him that were not imagined. I had seen him do these things. So Kristen's little girl came in and believed that he was just the best thing that ever happened. And so for her, he behaved perfectly and was such a good boy. And I had to stand back from him a lot of times so that what I believed would not affect him. So, how do I rewrite that story? There's all kinds of different stories of different relationships in our lives, people that we're friends with, you guys know all of this, but how can you how can we rewrite some of those things like Kristen shared earlier? How do we, go backwards and then change our belief systems? Like, sometimes are we not trying because we believe that we are going to fail, and that we are protecting ourselves in that way? So it's a pretty deep exercise, and takes some thought. But there's so many different areas of your life that this is relative to. And then also go back and think about how you've rated yourself on the different areas of your life. Can you see how, if you could just increase just a little bit in each area at a time, how you could change the level of joy in your life? Darren Hardy from Success Magazine, and I should have written down what book this came out of because it's a really good book. He shares about small, smart choices plus consistency plus time equals radical difference. And we talk about this in our 10x growth course. Sorry, we had changed the name of it. I had to think of it. And little examples of just like even cutting 100 calories a day, or walking an extra 1,000 steps a day, how that all builds up over time. So another question here: have you ever made New Year's resolutions only to forget about them and then make them again next year? So you're not alone in this if you have done this, and I am going to raise my hand that I have done this many times. In fact, I don't call them New Year's resolutions anymore. It says only 8% of the people in this study are successful in achieving their resolution, and 24% never succeed and fail on their resolution every day. Or every year, sorry, not every day. I believe this is because making change and transformation isn't always easy. I love this quote: "For a seed to achieve its greatest expression, it must come completely undone. The shell cracks, its insides come out, and everything changes. To someone who doesn't understand growth, it would look like complete destruction." In the back behind my house, between my little cottage where I live and the barn, I have to go through a sheep field. And so we walk this path every single day. And when I first moved here, I don't remember it being this prominently defined. We are in the middle of a huge drought here, so we haven't mowed the field for a while, and the grass is all dead. But you can see my little dog Bella go down the path. And it's funny. I have, well, actually, there's all kinds of funny, and I'm going to sound like kind of a nut job here, but I have my border collie, and then there's a couple of Great Pyrenees here on the farm, and I have 3 cats that have decided they just need to follow me wherever I go. So when we go, we walk like in a little train. And it's funny that animals all go down this path too. So paths are easy to follow, but when we follow our same tracks over and over again, we can get in a rut. And parts of this little path makes sense, but parts of it doesn't. Like, it curves at different parts. I tried to take a picture. I couldn't get a good picture. But it doesn't make exact sense why it goes that way. It just does. But when we try to go down a new path, like try to go straight and create change, we're met with resistance. And it's not like big. It's not like it's so hard to walk through the grass, but it's resistance. And when we get stressed or short on time, we go back to the same old rut or path. So Kristen and I, as fellow equestrian women, and when I met Kristen, she has been like a soul sister to me because we're so much alike and we face so many of the same challenges. So we understand the challenges of being a horse person. We've got families to care for, horses to feed, jobs to keep up with, and that barely even scratches the to-do list, right? Following your passion sometimes barely even makes the top 10 on the list, not to mention the time to better yourself to become a better partner to your horse. So we had to find ways to make life work, and not finding what we needed, we came up with our own system. So I'd been working on this for quite a while before I met Kristen, and then when I met Kristen, it's just totally accelerated. So what we have learned will help you grow just as we have, in ways you can never even imagine. So last year, I'm not saying any of this like to be bragging or anything, but I just want to use it as an example. Last year alone, Kristen became a world champion in Western dressage, by following these principles and going out there and breaking it down and just keep doing it. Last summer, or the last couple of months, I took a trip of a lifetime to France to study with Frederic Pignon and Magali Delgado. They're the original creators of Cavalia. And I heard of this program, and I was like, gosh, we have to learn what they're doing so we can share more with you guys. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've taken, I'm also the co-creator of the horse training channel. We've gone to over 75,000 fans on the fan page, and reached people all over the world just by breaking down our goals and seeing the end. We've created the courses at Horses U, and it's kind of crazy of how life, when you get it out, I don't even know, I'm struggling with my words here, of how when you become clear on what you want. Like at the beginning of last year, I would never dreamed that I would go to France. But by knowing that that's just a little part of my end goal of what I want. And it's funny where life takes you. So goals are dreams with deadlines. You just have to find a way to manage them. So this is a path to success that we came up with to share with you what we have learned. And it has 3 parts to it. And the first part is our new planner. And we're just, I'm so excited about this. I'm sitting here stuttering because I'm so excited. But it's a system that's designed to help you get clear on who you want to be, what you want to accomplish, and break it down step by step. And it's designed to help you make that plan and then stay motivated and stay on track. So even if you don't go back to parts of it for a couple weeks, it's going to help you get to where you're going. It's going to help you get your dreams, thoughts, and ideas out of your head and into your schedule, and to keep them in front of you, not buried in the someday I'm going to do this pile. It's got an annual calendar and a year-at-a-glance page. It's got non-dated monthly calendars. It's got our exclusive non-dated weekly planning system. And this was what we couldn't find anywhere else to help us keep track of our blissfuls and all of the different areas of our life. It's got a daily to-do list notepad that comes with it. This year it's lightweight, customizable. It's in a 3-ring binder with front and back pocket for storing papers. So if you take it to horse shows, you can keep all your papers and everything right there, or papers for schoolwork, different things like that. And we are so blessed that Diana Lancaster has designed our covers for us this year. So you get your choice of one of 3 awesome covers. And what's so different about this planner? There's a lot of different options out there, but it's designed to remind you of who you are and where you want to go in life, to keep you inspired and motivated. And when that comes to play is, it sounds cliche, remember who you are, but we have some very specific exercise to help you with that. And it may sound like a cliche until something happens. And life gets hard, and you forget who you are and the strength that you have inside of you. It's also designed by us, equestrian women, for equestrian women. So it helps you get done what you need to get done. We also have the second part of this path to success is our brand new course. So we reworked our last year. It was called the Ride. We reworked this whole course, and we're so excited about it. It's a lot more concise and pinpointed. It's got printable ebooks, worksheets, and videos that are going to help you let go of the past to get really clear on who you are and the person you want to become, help you decide what you want and how to get there, find balance in your life and schedule, and find time to create a life you love, and so very much more. And you might think of, what does this have to do with horses? It has everything to do with the horses, because as you find more balance in your life, you find more balance with your horse. And as you find this more control and focus, your equestrian life will soar in ways you could never imagine, and the other way around too. So we're going to cover, we have a starting module. We're going to have a module on finding that clarity, planning your work, staying motivated, working your plan, rewarding yourself. We've got a fast action guide to using the planner, and a page of printables. Like it includes your worksheet, like your farm chores monthly and annually, and different things that we forget about if we don't put them in our schedule. So we'll get all of those mapped out ahead of time. So there's some different options that may not be the fit for everyone. So we've got those where you can print them out yourselves. It also has our spur goals, and you also have access to our 30-day challenge, which is a kind of a cool little thing. Just a reminder every day is sent to you to help you keep on track. It's self-paced, so you can do it anytime, and it's available 24/7 online on any device. And then the third part of our path to success, this is something brand new we're doing this year. So if you guys have been members for a while, I really feel like you're gonna love this. You won't want to miss this special event. So we're going to work together to let go of the past, things that hold us back, and then we're going to work together to get really inspired, get our dreams, goals, and step-by-step plans for 2017. So you're going to get the golden ticket. It's going to be so much more than New Year's resolutions. It's more like New Year's transformations. And if you can't make it live, don't worry. The replay, along with all the worksheets, will be available in the 10X Equestrian Growth area. So here's our tentative agenda of some of the things that we're going to be talking about. And we are going to cover a lot. It's going to last for 3.5 hours. I don't think I put the date on here. It's December 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern. So we're trying to make it so it's available for everyone. It's going to be a little bit early for people in Australia. So I think it's 8 a.m. in Australia. But it should be a time that, it's right before New Year's. Most people are off that week. We tried to figure out the best day to do it, but we're going to cover break the chains, letting go of the past, to thine own self be true, get clear on who you are, discover how your horse makes you a better person, the 7 C's of the successful equestrian, empower your dreams and goals with clarity. We're going to talk about making a plan that works, the care and keeping of you, keys to staying motivated, rise and shine, conquer your mornings, time management and productivity hacks. We're going to talk about the win strategy, the secret to staying on track. We're going to talk about catapulting ahead by putting spur goals in your plan. We're going to talk about how you can boost your energy by rewarding yourself along the way. We're also going to throw in there different things that are important about taking care of yourself. And like I said so many times before, this is really going to affect your horsemanship. So we put together the best deal that we could do for everybody, because we aren't doing a large number of planners. We can't get large quantity printing discounts. So you can get the whole project everything all together for only $75. Plus, you pay $7 shipping for everything. Now, if you are a member, you are already getting all of this stuff. So your plan may not include the free planner. We had a promotion last year. So don't worry. This is all just a look ahead for you guys. You are already covered. And we will also have it where you can print the planner yourself if you'd like to, if you don't want to buy the physical planner. But I don't want to give away the surprise, but I just will say that there is some fun stuff that's going to come in the box with the planner. So if anyone's interested in joining us and jumping in on this training with us, all you have to do is go to horses-u.com and then /2017 path. And then once you get to there, you'll pick out your favorite planner. And we don't want anyone missing the training because finances are tight. I totally understand. I've been there before, and it's, we're glad to help. So we put together a 2-pay option. If that is still too tight for you, please email me, jenny@horsesu.com, and I will help you. We can make up something that'll fit in your budget. But don't miss this. It's going to be really, really special. If you're interested in it, don't miss it because of finances, because this is a time more than ever that you need to do this. So thank you guys. I'm sure that I went way over my 50 minutes here. I was a little slow this evening, but I hope that makes sense, and I hope that you guys got some value and some clarity on what you believe in it. I hope that it was eye-opening to you, like different areas that might be holding you back because something inside of you doesn't think that you're able to do or achieve certain parts of life or horsemanship or anything. Can I answer any questions for anybody or anything? Did I forget anything, Kristen?
I think you covered everything and explained everything really well.
I
I'm
probably
just,
covered more than I was supposed to. I
ah,
think I was diving in a little too deep there.
no, I think it was great. And I'm just so excited about this equestrian growth program and um, everything that is in there. And I'm really, really excited for the live event. That's going to be just an amazing, like 2 or 2.5 hours of all of us together. I am excited. I think that's going to be just so much fun. Not to mention, getting a lot done and learning, but I think it's just going to be so much fun.
I really feel like it's going to be empowering. I felt last year we did it where we broke it up over several weeks' time. And myself, I like to be able to have it on January 1st, hit the ground running. So, of course, there's still going to be things you're going to be thinking out or whatever, but we're going to set everybody, I mean, it's not only you guys, our own selves too. We're going to be working through this at the same time because it's, sometimes you'll read things that you even wrote and you'll be like, did I write that? Did I do that? And you got to make sure you take action. So we'll be together in a small group, and so we'll be, taking action together. We're going to light candles together and at the beginning, and let go of the past. And I think it's going to be really cool. We have some things that I feel like are very inspiring to help everybody get inspired, and I can't wait to hear the stories at the end of 2017 of what people are going to accomplish. So it's very, very cool. But well, I appreciate you guys. If nobody has any questions, I guess that we could go ahead and wrap things up. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight and taking part of this. And like I said, I hope it was eye-opening in some ways to you, and that you can use it for your own equestrian growth. So I guess if you don't have anything to add, Kristen, we'll just go ahead and say good night.
I think that sounds great. Thank you, everybody, for being here and spending the evening with us.
Yes, thank you so, so much. And please, if I can answer any questions for you, you can reach us at Jenny, Jenny, at horses-u.com. And actually, anywhere on our website, there's a little box on the side that you can click and get a hold of us. And if you'd like to be a part of our program for this next coming up month, oh, I should say too, for members that are here, that the planners will, if you've already ordered your planner, the first shipment of those are set to go out like around the 12th or 13th. And for that first shipment, we really only have, I think, 5 or 10 of them left to go for the first shipment. There'll be another shipment go the following week. But, you know, just to be really sure you're going to get it by New Year's Eve, I would go ahead and order, if you're interested, go ahead and order tonight so we can get you in that first group. So I guess with that, we'll say goodnight, and we love you guys, and we will talk to you later.
Good night, everybody.